You're here at the Timezone Podcast.
Hi guys, welcome to TimeZonePodcast. I'm glad to see you guys back here because we're having fun with this podcast. How are you ladies doing today?
I'm good.
I'm
good.
I see your lips are popping, Inks. Where you going?
Nowhere. I just come with my Miss Cleo vibe. Let me tell you, future child. Let me tell you,
girl. You look good. You look good. Meanwhile, I'm over here with two pigtails and shit. Shan, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
All right. I know you guys are not new to this. You know what the spiel is. So we're going to get into our first segment, which is called What's Up With That? Our first little thing that I found online and I thought was hilarious. Miss Britney Spears. Britney bitch, okay? She posted on Instagram with a picture of a bee with a crown, and it said, "To all my fans who call me Queen Bee, ... this would be more appropriate." She's calling herself Queen Bee, y'all. So my question for y'all is, with Lil' Kim, Beyonce, and Miss Britney, who do you believe is the actual real Queen Bee? Shanice, what do you think?
I mean, I don't want the beehive, I don't want them to come to me.
You gotta be careful with that one. You gotta be careful. So choose your words carefully.
I'm still gonna say Beyonce, only because I prefer Beyonce. And I feel like, she's the rightful Queen Bee. What about you?
Okay.
I will say, actually, it is Little Kim. However, Little Kim passed that crown over to Beyonce. And Beyonce also acknowledges that, hey, Little Kim, you are also Queen Bee. Like, we both queens. There's enough space for both of us, But Miss Britney needs to have several seats because she's no one's Queen Bee.
She needs to sit down. Maybe the Princess of Pop. Maybe. Even then, it's still iffy. So I had some comments that were posted on her page, and people were coming for her. So Drea Michelle, she's one of the girls from Basketball Wives. She's long gone. She said, "Britney, I love you. I swear I do. But it's a princess and sometimes a joker." That's rude. That's rude. So do you think she's probably just maybe like a princess of pop or a queen of pop? Do you think that's what she means? Because that's a big statement.
That's very interesting. I've never heard anyone say that before. But I think, she might be the queen of pop. Who else is there, really?
Yeah. I mean, some people argue Lady Gaga.
Well, actually,
you got Madonna. You got
is Beyonce.
You got who?
Wait, is Beyonce?
You have got Madonna.
Pop is popular music, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't some people argue that Beyonce is the queen of pop? Like, what is Beyonce? Because Beyonce it's not R&B, is it? She's pop.
She falls under that. Don't you think she's a little bit R&B though?
She is. But she's mostly in the pop charts.
I guess you could say that.
I think because she can do both. This is why she gets the title, guys.
Title. Okay. Now that makes sense. Now that makes sense.
Britney wants the title because her name starts with B. Okay. Have some receipts.
But okay, so if you had to give her a title, I mean, she does have some accolades. What would you give her?
No, I think the Princess of Pop, Queen of Pop fits. I think Beyonce is so big. Beyonce is bigger than pop.
Bigger than pop. Okay.
But I think Princess of Pop, because Madonna, Shanice is right. Madonna,
I know.
She deserves to have her praise.
So Cardi B, we've recently seen that she's been minding her business. You see, like, she's done recent posts where she's showing her piercings. You've even seen her doing her grooming of her bikini line. You've seen loads of stuff, right? But people have been saying that, she's still relevant. She hasn't released any music in 8 months. There's also been accusations of her photoshopping. But most recently now, there has been a fake Instagram account that's apparently where Cardi B bashes people online. And apparently people have been following this account like Little Kim, Cardi B's hairstylist, and Cardi B's sister, right? Now, Cardi B has said, okay, this is not mine. It's a fake account, wherever.
Hi, everybody. So that failed attempt that y'all tried to say that I have a fake Instagram like I'm fucking 10 years old. Since it failed, now y'all trying to look up shit from my past to cancel me, bringing up old shit. I don't give a damn. You guys canceled me last year 4 times. The year before that, like 5 times. this is what I'm wearing this year to the Cardi B is cancel party. And like, you know, I haven't released any music like in 8 months. So it's like, if I only been posting on Instagram and eating food and that still bothers y'all, that just means I'm really that important in your heart and my presence really bother your soul. And guess what? I don't give a damn. Bye.
So I want to know, they want to keep a council party for Cardi B. I want to know if you girls going to be attending that council party. Are you in support of that council party?
My name's Bennett, and I'm in it. No, we're not cancelling Cardi B. Get out of here.
That's a negative for me. I love me some Cardi. And besides, if Cardi wants to bash somebody, she's not going to use a fake account, you know? She had a public argument with freaking Nicki Minaj. Why is she gonna make a fake account?
Exactly. So I was really confused about this, right? So when I heard the story, I remember asking like loads of questions. I was like, so is it an account that she just uses for random stuff, or is it her? And I was told that it's like a dummy account. So it looks almost like hers, right?
Yeah.
If she was gonna bash people in private, or she was gonna bash people because she didn't want to do it on her main account, it would be the most randomest account ever. You wouldn't even know it was Cardi
No, it was her.
Yeah.
It'd be a picture of a toe, like just some random would be on there. It would nothing to do with Cardi B.
I just think,
yeah.
you know, what do you think, Shan? You brought this up.
I think the type of person that Cardi B is, she wouldn't need to make a fake Instagram to bash somebody. I feel like she would just openly do it. That's the type of person she is. She's not gonna sit there behind behind her phone. She's just not that type of person. Like she will. I feel like she will confront somebody if she has a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and when you was like Ariana Grande was mentioned on there, Doja Cat, Meg Thee Stallion. I just don't see her coming for those people. Personally,
no. I just think, you know, with everything going on within the rap community, with Nicki, with freaking Weave Boy Takashi, and you know Doja with the whole issue, people are looking for something to get on Cardi, and I feel like they're just on this train. Like, okay, we're just gonna come for everybody. No one, like, Cardi is not the person to mess with. I'll just say that. She gangsta.
But wasn't there more reasons as to why they wanted to cancel it? It wasn't just a dummy account, right? There was some more.
The fact that she, like, do you think she's going to still be irrelevant because she hasn't released any music, in 8 months? Should we cancel her for those reasons? Which I don't think
I think that is absolutely ridiculous. When the girl got pregnant, she was still working her ass off. She had the baby and she was still working her ass off. If you was at a normal job, you would have maternity leave. Mind your damn business, leave me alone.
No, I think she's so unbothered by it. Like, you see, I don't know if you guys saw when she jumped in the pool, like that bitch. Like, she does not care. Like,
first of all, who jumps in the pool with freaking Louboutins on? Cardi fucking
Girl,
B.
if I was that rich, I would do the same shit. That's how you know she's rich.
Yeah. And then you bring up the topic about her body. She publicly told y'all she got her body done several times.
Yeah,
so
she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. Like, I just feel like you're finding some. You know what I think? My hypothesis is that a celebrity, is creating this account for her because they just don't like her. Because I don't get it. Why would you go through that trouble?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a fan. You hear a lot of stories where like fans who actually love her and they do things like that because they think that like they're helping her. Yeah, and it's like, come on.
No, just stop it. Have several seats. I just think that's
so. The
relevant.
answer to that is no. I'm not cancelling Cardi B for any of you.
No.
We've been messing with Cardi, way before she was even on Love and Hip Hop, when she was stripper Cardi with them braids,
making that
money, okay?
If you have problems with Cardi, you're gonna have problems with Cardi forever.
Okay, so like, where are you going with this? And she's showing you as well, like, people tried to say she was a one-hit wonder, but she's showing you that she can jump on so many different tracks, and still do it. I feel like because of the way she speaks, people think that they can take the piss with her. She's a very intelligent woman, like,
absolutely. She's very intelligent. She's very smart. And this break that she hasn't released music, watch her come 2021. Boom, boom, boom,
exactly.
Boom. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then?
Yeah. But you know what will happen in it? They're just going to pin her against Meg Thee Stallion. We already know where this is going.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's enough room for everyone. Like, go away.
I don't get the rap. I don't get the female rap battle thing. Men don't really do that as much now. I just don't know why you want to put women against each other.
Do you know what it is? There's nothing wrong with battling each other. That is what hip hop is about. That is hip hop, yeah. But what the issue is when people really try and get them to really clash each other, when they start saying stuff like "Who wore it better?" This one's music
Stole
is
my
more popular
look.
than this one.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like they can both be rappers, they can both be in the game, and we can like them both the same. One doesn't have to be better, doesn't have to have a hierarchy.
Exactly. I agree. And we fall into that whole I'm choosing a side thing. There's no side to choose. They're all in this business together. They're profiting either way. If we choose or we don't choose, they're making their money.
Do you know how lit a song would be if Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B jumped on the song together?
Exactly. That would be the whole, like, if it was in the summer, that would be the whole summer song.
We're speaking into existence.
We're speaking into existence.
Yeah.
We are body gang, but we are also stallion gang.
My niece can't do that, but okay.
Talking about celebrities, right. So recently, Tiana Taylor went on to Nick Cannon's show, and basically he was asking her various questions, and she revealed that
you having this one at the crib too? Is gonna be a site?
You know what's crazy? Even though the Junie story is crazy, it kind of put me in a comfort zone where I don't know if I want to go to the hospital for this next baby.
Wow.
I'm gonna make sure it's not on the toilet or on the bathroom.
Yeah. That's how I be comfortable. Put yourself in a pool or something.
I'm considering home birth, and I'm gonna be doing it with Erica.
Oh, okay. She gonna be because she is a midwife.
They're gonna deliver. Yeah, they're gonna deliver my baby.
Oh wow,
I'm
beautiful.
super excited. So I'm gonna have her just sing her verse from low key to me.
But obviously, Erykah Badu, she is like a trained nurse. She has got her degree and so forth. So my question to you ladies is, if your friend was a trained nurse, not even a trained nurse, if your friend was like, I want to help you deliver this baby, would you let your friend come into the room with you? Or do you think it should just be you and your partner? Do you feel like your friend should see your hoo-ha and everything that's happening?
Okay, I have a question. So is she's giving birth at home or at the hospital?
I believe she's giving birth at home.
Okay.
I believe she's giving birth at home. This is her second child. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not modest at all. I walked around naked several times in front of my friends, so I don't give a shit. I want someone that's going to support me through this pain. So if you're going to be holding my hand, putting ice down my back, or feeding me, come in. I don't care. As long as you respect the sanitation, bit. And if you're a trained midwife and everything, you want to help me birth the child, and I trust you, I would do it. But I also want another professional to be there just in case.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
For my first child, I don't think I want my friend in there.
Okay.
But if it's my second child, that's fine. But I feel like for my first child, that experience I would like to share with my partner. I was at home. And then if it was my second child now, and my friend said to me, oh yeah, I would like to be your birthing partner, or if I say to them, I want you to be my birthing partner, that's fine. But for the first child, for me and my husband. Second child, you guys can even come, But,
okay, I agree. First, I agree. First child has to be intimate. I completely agree with that. So second child,
Well, I'm a little bit different, so I wouldn't want anyone to be in with me apart from the only people I would plan to be in there with me is like my mum and my partner. However, if something happens and my friend is there, then I'm not going to be like, you need to get out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? And if she needs to help me push this baby out, then she needs to help me push this baby out. But in terms of like me like going to a prior and being like, we be my birthing partner, don't think I really want my friend to see my hoo-ha and everything that's coming out of it. No, it's not for me.
I think also we have to consider, like, if your friend is already licensed and has her stuff, like, it makes sense, but there's some degree of comfortability, like, oh God, like, she's gonna see everything. Then what if you guys fall out? She's seen your vagina 7 times. Like,
not just that. I just think, like, this is my friend. If something goes wrong, I will always hold my friend
accountable.
So it's like, maybe that's not a good idea.
That's a really good point.
Do you know what I mean? But I will say though, bruh, Erykah Badu as a birthing partner, you'll be so relaxed that baby just slide out. Like, she'll come there with the incense and like
with the peyote.
Say,
you just gonna be there. She's gonna be like, just breathe. Definitely not for the first child though, because I feel like for the first child, if someone's doing all that shit in your face, I will be inclined to slap you.
Them. Yeah, you want to punch them. You just want to punch them.
I think it's cool that she has that type of friendship with Erykah Badu, that, you know, that's a mutual agreement, because it's a contract. Like, you're there for the birth of my child. You're going to help me deliver this baby. Yeah. Like you said, if anything goes wrong, that means Tiana really trusts Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Tiana must have, like, she'll have other people there as well, just in case.
Welcome back to TimeZonePodcast.
Now, welcome back to That's Not It, or Ooh, That's Lit. So, I want to keep this very UK based today, because I feel like we're not representing, guys. We're not representing, right?
Okay. Yes,
so,
yes.
I would like to give it to Swiss from the So Solid crew. Whoever doesn't know So Solid crew, they sing like 21 seconds, 21 seconds. That's all.
21 seconds.
Yeah. So yesterday was Black Pound Day. Okay, so I'm gonna read out what Black Pound Day is and how it began, right? So Black Pound Day is a solution-based approach to set up and support the growth of the UK Black economy. So yesterday was the first day, 27th, and it will be probably once a month starting off, and then after they'll try and do it every, like, maybe twice a month or maybe for a weekend, depending on how it went. So the aim of it was to encourage people to spend money with local Black businesses online and in store. It doesn't mean that just Black people need to spend money with Black businesses. It was to encourage everybody to spend money with Black-owned business. So the UK Black community accounts for 3% of its population, like in the UK. However, the BAME community spend 300 billion on the UK economy. But if we all, as Black people, spent £10 per week, not including the other people from the BAME community, just Black people, we would account for 1.9 billion per year.
Shit. Okay.
So, so yesterday,
and the BAME community is, so just so people know, that abbreviation.
So Black, Asian, and minority ethnic groups. So yesterday they were trending #1, so hashtag Black Pound Day, and I don't know how much people have spent. But I think it was a really good idea, just to encourage, because obviously some people might not have the money to spend on that day, which is fine. But also it was able to highlight the business that are there. And then you could also highlight the gaps that are in our, like, within the Black community. So what I realized yesterday, like looking through, they had like a directory. And what I realized, like certain things that you probably buy on a day-to-day basis, they're not, like, Black people do not sell, like Black people do not have these shops. And I feel like that gives an opportunity for someone else to step in and say, actually, I'm going to open this business because there's a gap here in the Black community. So it wasn't just about, it wasn't all just about spending money. So that's Swiss, that was Swiss's idea. And that's why I'm giving him That's Lit.
Yeah, that's lit. That is lit. I didn't know he was his idea.
Yeah, so it was Swiss's idea. It was funny because I followed them like in the week and they were only like at 800 people. And then like today when I last checked, it was like at 12,000 people like following since the yesterday's event. So hopefully it goes well.
That's,
you know? And hopefully it's
amazing.
Hopefully it's not just a trend. You know, we make it a lifestyle.
A lifestyle thing. That is pretty cool. So £1 for the American people is equivalent to what in US dollar?
Let's say someone said $1 a day. Like, let's say
$1.
Said,
okay.
Yeah, it's not if you convert it, it's not the same.
It's not the same,
type,
but
it's essentially like
estimation.
Yeah, like
that's pretty freaking cool. 1.9. Damn. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I give that yeah. He gets a that's lit for me.
Yeah. 100%. There's no argument with that.
There's no argument with that one.
It makes sense now because there's no way the government would have named something Black Pound Day. That sounds real, you know.
Yeah.
Black Pound Day, like that sounds real strong.
So also, I think it's Haringey Council who are also putting it as an actual day in their borough. So there's actually going to be a day dedicated to Black Pound Day. So yeah.
Yeah, they've always been good. Like, yeah. Well done.
Pretty amazing.
That's lit. All right, guys, welcome back and welcome to Sharing is Caring. This week is a little different. Usually someone will send us in some mail asking us to help them. Check out last week's one. We helped out a young lady. Or normally we pick a topic and we kind of discuss it and we get all of our feelings out and we share. This week, we're actually going to be using a clip that we recorded last week. It was supposed to be in our What's Up With That segment. However, it was just so juicy that we just carried on talking and talking. And it was just so important. And we just felt like we should put it as the sharing is caring part of the show. And basically, we will be discussing the alleged rumours to do with the Black British personalities who have been put on a list by females alleging them of sexual assault, rape, and physical abuse. We're going to let this segment talk for itself.
So recently, a list came out on Twitter of a number of sexual assaulters. The list was made by people on Twitter, and they kind of just put a list of people that are known for sexual assault. The list has now gone over to Instagram, and people are adding to the list. So I just wondered what you guys think about people being added to a list of sexual assaulters. Sometimes, obviously, there hasn't been any evidence of how true it is. Some people are adding people on there just to be spiteful. So I just wanted to know, what do you guys think about this list?
Right, so the first thing I'm going to say is that, we've had a look at this list. We have actually had a look at this list. And I know that normally during the show, if you are watching the show on YouTube, you probably see some type of representation of what we're talking about. I will not be sharing this list because I personally think it could be very damaging to someone's career if we do not know all of the facts and if we are not 100% sure whether this is true. But at the same time, I will not be one of those people who are saying, oh, these girls are lying, why they need to come out. I don't agree with that. I will not be one of those people either. So I just wanted to point that out there, that we will not be showing the list, but there is a list. If you guys want to look it up, feel free to do that.
This is very deep, as we're not talking about any type of list. Like your name is being put on kind of like Santa's naughty list of rape. This is big, and I think it's a bigger issue because we all know. I don't know personally. I know I have experienced that. That's a whole different topic, but it can be very damaging, like Ink said. So I'm curious as to how it even started. Like, who came up with it? And then you said people are adding people just to be spiteful. I don't know.
And that's what's upsetting me, is the fact that unfortunately some people are using this list as a way to seek revenge or something. I don't know. If there is a movement coming forward, and I'm guessing some of these girls are from the Me Too and etc. Why tarnish and stop their progress? Do you understand? By adding people's names and trying to spoil their career, that's very wrong. I will say as well, I do not agree with people making a list and accusing people of something if they are not brave enough to say I am the accuser and I am saying that this person done this to me. Because I just feel like with the Me Too movement, with everything that's been happening, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, everything, these women have been proud to come out and say it's been scary for them, but they've said, look, this is what's happening to us, and this is what's happened. With this list, I think it's really unfair because you kind of just put people's names on there and we kind of just have to be like, oh yeah, well, we believe it, or no, we don't believe it. And that's not fair, because one, you're allowing people to get away with stuff if they did do it. You're allowing them to get away with it. And then two, you're wrongfully condemning people.
There needs to be, like you said, there needs to be a face to the movement if it's going to be a movement. Like, let's see your face, let's talk about it, let's have an open conversation. But you're doing this sneaky shit. I don't know. I don't want to say it's not true. But then again, are all these people on this list like celebrities, or are they normal people, like regular smuggler people?
Some of them are normal people, some of them are like UK personalities.
It can go very, very bad. And you can also, I don't like it. I don't like that it's done behind the scenes. Like, we need to see.
That's
what you're talking about.
That's
like,
the problem.
If you're gonna stand by something, stand by it, and come and be like, this list, I dropped it because, you know, it happened to me and this is why I'm doing it, or it's happened to my sister and she's scared or whatever. But don't tell other people's story for them if they're not ready to, because you're putting all these people on this list. Like, did they only attack you or they attack several people? Like, we don't know.
Also as well, apparently this list isn't just for like sexual offenders. This list are for people who have done anything in terms of like, they could have hit a woman, they could have done anything, some type of abuse. That's what I heard, that the list is like an abusers list, right? How do we know what is what then?
But
do you understand?
that's good.
Like,
yeah.
So one person, so this person like raped this person, but then this person might have slapped you. So we need to know what is what.
You don't know what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not the type of situation you want to leave other people to guess and to like make up things in this story, because you know people once you put something out there, they run with it. They run with it. Like, you can't leak a list out there and then leave the community or the people to guess. Okay, this one's the rapist. This one is this, and then
yeah, like, you don't know.
Yeah,
you really don't. And also as well, sexual. Sorry, Shanice, just quickly. Sexual assault doesn't just mean penetration, having sex with someone. That literally means someone grabbing someone's breast, someone squeezing someone's ass. Chances are most of us have we've been sexually assaulted. Do you know what I mean? So we need to know the degree. We don't need to know all of the facts, but you need to be able to be like, okay, bam, I was the one who put this person on this list, and this is why. Because it's not fair, is it?
Shan, what are your thoughts?
No, I just think it was started with like a good intention. But I feel like now you've got people that are like, as I said, putting people's name on there out of spite, or some people are not really understanding what the list is there for. So they're putting names down there without really thinking, okay, did this actually happen to me? And what Inks was saying, I feel like there needs to be a face behind it. If you're going to say that you're going to come out and say this person did this, then you're going to want to know, where did this come from? What was the story behind it? As Eunice said as well, that we obviously don't know what these, or I don't know if it was Inks or Eunice that said, we don't know why they're on there. Like, we just know that there's people on there. We don't know why they're on there. And I think maybe it's not as helpful as it was intended to be.
It's more,
it's getting dirty. And all these people on this list are all UK people, right?
As far as I read.
Yeah, because I know some people listening are going to be like, why aren't they saying certain names and I'm not going to sit here, and say someone's name out of my mouth, unless I've seen some type of, receipt, and then I can be like, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And I mean, Inks, remind me again, I feel like if it's sex, if it's rape, if it's abuse, like, we need the categories to this shit. And I don't know, what's the age, consent age in the UK?
16.
Like, if it's rape, like, I know in the US, like, 16, 17 is like the consent age. Like, we don't know the story behind all this thing. So if you're gonna say it's rape, let's focus on rape. If you're gonna say it's domestic violence, let's focus on this. There's so many subcategories.
I think we should be kind of tackling the problems before. So why are people not understanding what sexual assault is? Why do they not understand, like, there are boundaries? You can't touch somebody in that way, or I feel like men do not understand that you can't do this. They think that it's normal. They think that it's quite normal.
Do you know, I don't, sorry, I just feel like today's story time, I remember being on a date once, and we were watching EastEnders. I don't even want to call it a date, I don't even know what it was, but we were watching EastEnders, right? And obviously rape was brought up, and he goes, Matt, I don't think she could have got raped. Talking about the character. Then he looked at me and he goes, for example, mind you, I'm 5'9", he looked at me and he goes, like, for you example, I don't think you could get raped. I just don't see someone holding you down and raping you. I was like, whoa. As soon as he said that, I kid you not, next couple of minutes, I had to go. I was tired. I wanted to go sleep. I went home because I was thinking to myself, that is disgusting. How can you turn to me and say to me, you don't, because of my size, because of how tall I am or whatever, or how I'm built, you don't think that someone could physically hold me down and rape me? That's sickening. That means already in your head, you're sizing me up to see if you can lay me down. Are you mad?
All right, so let me add to that, and we're going to share, okay? So obviously, y'all know I go to the gym, I lift weights, like I could bench 260, almost 300, right? I go out on a date with this guy, right? We're at his place, all right? and we're watching a movie or whatever. My body, I have this bad habit of not listening to my gut, and I've started to learn that the older I get. So my body was already telling me, bitch, all right, time to go. And obviously they always seem like a sweet guy, right? So he starts to approach me like, wants to make time. I was just over it. Like, I was just like, I just want to go home. Let me tell you that this guy pinned me down in America, not Nigeria. We're talking about America here. He pinned me down, like, ready to, like, get, like, he had my hand behind my back. Guess what? I did. Punched this nigga in the fucking nuts and beat his ass, and I walked the fuck out. He didn't think, like, I would have never thought that he could have pinned me down, but you see how when they want something, they find a way to get it. Like, the adrenaline just goes up. So the fact that nigga had the audacity to say someone couldn't get away because of their size, like, it had nothing to do with that.
I literally had a gut feeling from before. I don't even want to get into the whole story because we'll be here for ages and you guys will be like, it's funny, like, because I can always take laughter from situations. Do you know what I mean? So if you see me laugh, it's not because I thought, this was funny at the time. Yeah. It's not because I don't take it serious. It's because that is just the way I am. But I had a gut feeling that this guy was not a good guy, yeah. And clearly, when he dropped that type of comment, yeah, I realized that this guy's a fucking pervert. Like, he's a
nasty.
perv.
Yeah. That makes me wonder, like, if he's seen somebody being raped, or if he's even raped somebody and kind of turned a blind eye to it. Like,
because like, he doesn't classify it as
rape. Yeah, so he's turned a blind eye to it and thought, oh yeah, that didn't happen. Bruh. That's how I feel.
Women don't go out with the idea, like, it's scary if we always went out and be like, oh shit, I might get raped today. Like, we don't go out like that. We don't, it's not in our head. So for men to see us as weak things, like people they can victimize, it's really, really disheartening. And I would just say, always protect yourself. Stay strapped with the laser, not a gun. Stay strapped with the laser, not a gun. Just protect yourself at all times. I think from that experience, I've always made myself cautious about things. I have a pepper spray on hand. Like, you never know. And it's sad that that's the world we live in now. Like,
I would say for the UK girls, because we ain't allowed tasers. I would say for the UK girls, don't be too quick to try and prove to anyone that, oh no, like I'm a cool chick. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like I can keep up with you with the drinking. Don't be like, it's not needed. You don't need to do all of that. For the guys as well, okay, if you've had to give her loads of alcohol and you guys start kissing and she cannot open up her mouth because she's intoxicated to say no, that is still rape. Okay, if she's sleeping and you try and slide it in, that is fucking rape. Okay, if you hold her down, yeah, or if someone else is sleeping with her and then you decide to like come in there, like go in there while someone else is sleeping with her and swap partners, that is fucking rape. Okay, rape culture. If you don't know what rape culture is, I don't have time to explain that to you. Look it up.
Yeah. So I think we need to pay attention to our like Inks was saying, like our gut feeling. I feel like a lot of times, not even our gut feeling, just something just feels off. Something doesn't feel right, but you don't take yourself out of that situation until it escalates. I feel like we need to pay attention to like me when I go somewhere. Inks will know. I'm very like if I go somewhere and I've never been there before, like I'm pre-planning a way to get out.
Exactly.
Like that's my type of girl right there.
Like I always pre-plan.
Listen, Shanice will be like, you know, in those movies where you see them scanning the place. Shanice will be like, right, there's 2 X's on the left, one on the right. Okay, cool. If you have to, you can jump the fence, but throw your bag first. And
I have to. Like I just feel like that's making my eyes work. But no, I have to do that. I don't know. I mean, I've never been in a situation but I felt really like I needed to get out. But I just always like to know that if I need to get out, there is a way. There is a way for me to get out.
And also as well, guys, like if someone has come to you and said, look, I didn't like the way in which you done this, you have to take accountability. You have to be like, look, I didn't mean it in that way. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I get it. Some guys they don't want to accept it because it's like they're admitting to like raping or whatever or doing something. But mate, if that's what you've done, that's what you've done. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to be big enough to be like, that's not what I meant, or like I didn't know that's what it was going to be like.
And I think it's a learned thing too, like entitlement. I don't know. It's just it's going back to the list. I just feel like it's just I don't know. I need to see a face to it. And you mentioned something, Inks, like, you know, if they've apologized, if they've had the conversation, like, why are you putting them on the list? Like, we don't know the behind the scenes of all of this. So for us to be on here and say something, like, we're not going to do that. That's not
what
what
I'm
we are here
saying. Like,
about.
what if someone's on the list for, like, slapping a girl? She's addressed it to him how many years? And he said, I'm sorry. Like, that's not me. I don't know what happened. And he's never done that since. Should he still be on that list?
Be on the list.
You know, that's the type of conversation we need to have. That's just how I feel in it.
To just
do you know what I mean? If he's not a
it.
repeated offender, I don't think it's fair to just be putting him on that list. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's me.
Yeah.
But that's only when it comes to like domestic. The rape thing, put him on the bloke list. Put him on the list.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for yet another juicy episode of TimeZone Podcast. We appreciate you for joining in and tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.
For sharing is caring. We'd love to hear your dilemmas, your problems, or anything you just want us to generally talk about. And you can send that into TimeZonePodcast2020@gmail.com.
Again, guys, don't forget to follow us on our social media. Don't forget to hit us up on Instagram, and that's TimeZone Podcast, but the podcast is spelled with a 0. Again, TimeZone Podcast, but it's spelled with a 0. And yeah, thanks for watching on YouTube, and thanks for listening as well.
Also, don't forget, our episodes always drop on a Thursday, 2 p.m. US time and 7 p.m. UK time. You can't miss it. It always drops every single time at that time.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
All right, bye.
You're locked in to the TimeZone Podcast.